Hi everyone, I'm Nora LaTorre. I'm the CEO of Eat Real. Woo, you can share that. So much of the world has changed since I was last here, so I'm really excited to be back with you all. So I'm Nora LaTorre. I'm the CEO of Eat Real. Eat Real is an award-winning children's health and planet health nonprofit where we believe that every child deserves a healthy, delicious future on a livable planet. Yes, we can all get behind that. Something we can all get behind. I'm so glad that we're talking about this today because philanthropy and impact are so crucial right now to create a better world. Today in America, our children are in trouble. The next generation is in trouble. Children today are on track to experience 693 fewer sunsets than their parents. I'm gonna let that sink in for a second. In medical terms, that equates to about 2 years of decline in life expectancy. So when we look at what's the biggest driver of this, the biggest driver is actually preventable, ultra-processed food and lifestyle-related diseases. There's good news in this because that means there's something that we can do about this. So really quickly, what's hardest within this health decline, and we're calling it actually American health collapse, the phenomenon that for the first time in US history, we're having shorter, less healthy, and less happy lives. Lifespan is going down, health span is going down, and happiness span is going down. And what's most shocking is actually what's going on with our children. So I just want to give you a little bit of the state on our children's health right now. First of all, I want you to imagine that when you were back at recess, and let's say you were holding hands with about 5 friends. Picture it? Good day at recess. Well, 3 of those friends will be obese by the time they're 35. Next, I want you to think about the last bubble bath you had. I know it was bubble bath. Candles, warm water. Now replace that water with sugar. American kids today eat about a bathtub of added sugar a year, and we actually think it's much more than that. You're not gonna be able to unsee that one. Yeah, enjoy your next bath. No, it'll be good, but just you can't unsee that. Finally, think back to the TikTok video that you watched this morning, or maybe brushing your teeth for 3 minutes, or pouring some hot tea, and you let it steep for about 3 minutes. Well, every 3 minutes in America, someone is amputated from diabetes. And diabetes is soaring in our youth. They think about 40% of 12 to 19-year-olds, this just came out, are pre-diabetic. We do not want our children on a path to amputation. We want them on the playground and not in the doctor's office. We want them to be able to do those deep squats that you all just did. So if our food system is one of the biggest drivers of this issue, what is the best lever within our food system? So at Eat Real, we believe that the best lever is actually the largest fast food restaurant chain in our nation, which is
public schools.
Yes, now we know. It's our public schools. Schools are bigger than Subway, Starbucks, and McDonald's combined. There are almost 100,000 schools, over 90,000, and there are only 20,000 Subways, the next biggest in unit location. So we believe at Eat Real that schools are our best chance at making change. So what we do is that we actually help schools overhaul their school food programs. We audit them against 10 science-based standards. We do things like remove 34 pounds of sugar per student per year and remove toxic ingredients and food dyes and add in grass-fed local organic beef and veggies and produce and berries and make it delicious because we believe that schools can and should be the best restaurant in our country. So this is a little bit of before and after. I think I grew up in the Midwest. Shout out to anyone from Minnesota. This is like what I remember, very beige. But this is now what we're serving up in our schools. This is a picture from one of our schools. Like, it can be delicious. I actually text our food service directors around the country when they send me amazing, like, what's for lunch today? Or and I'm like, can you please Uber Eats that to my house? Because it looks so good. I'm like, I want to buy it from them because it's just delicious. I actually crave it, and I'm like excited I am most excited on my calendar for when I'm going to have school lunch. This is actually from Fresno Unified, 3rd largest school district in California. And no, we don't just work in California, but 3rd largest district in California of over 70,000 students, 103 schools, 85% free and reduced lunch rate, high levels of, it's a proxy for poverty and income insecurity. And this is the meal, and it was so good. So it's organic diesel chicken. This is buffalo chicken salad with with the best ranch of my life, and again, I'm Minnesotan, so I drink that. It was chana masala, it was pozole, and the students voted that it should have lime and cabbage, or it wasn't that good. And it was just, I still think about this lunch. It was like, and I went back for seconds, and some people went back for thirds. It was so good. This is actually in one of our districts. This is Michael. And I was at a school board meeting with him, and he wheeled in a wagon of sugar into his school board, and he stacked it on their desk. And he's like, that's how much sugar, it's taller than my 3-year-old, that's how much sugar we're taking out of our kids' foods. And that's like with the healthy swaps, like skip the flavored yogurt and add in the regular yogurt and cut fruit. So I don't have a lot of time, but what this means on a personal level for kids is that we believe that real food is the way that we can really help them achieve their dreams. And so this is actually one of our students, and she's first generation college, and she really told me that she felt like school meals nourished her to be able to focus and to achieve her academic dreams, and she just got accepted into Stanford and is on her way there. Yeah. And I just was actually with a teacher, and I followed her to her classroom, and I said, what does real food mean to you? And she said, you know what, Nora, since we've started having real food breakfast, I haven't heard one, I'm hungry, and my kids are focusing better in math now. So it's just a little bit about how real food really changes lives on a daily basis around our nation. So this time last year, we had a lot of bold goals. Right after I left here, the White House announced that we were going big. And what happened was that at the end of last year, we actually reached 500,000 kids. Woo! Yep, we did it. And that took us in 10 states, and that took us about 5 school years. But now I'm excited to share with you that what took us 5 school years, we're about to do in 1, and we're about to reach 1 million kids in 20 states. Woo! We don't stop there, and we actually take our grassroots approach, doing community-driven food systems innovation, and we then layer up that data and those insights about how powerful the change is, and we turn it into policy. So after I left here last year, we've passed the first sugar standard ever in America's history at a national level. Yeah, we did it. Like, we were the secret force behind that. Then we just passed, you've been hearing a lot about food dyes. Well, our nonprofit was the key nonprofit that helped pass that in California, and then it just pushed the FDA to take a stance and pass food dye nationally. Not all of it, but we're still working on it, but that was huge. So it happened. We don't just go school by school and district by district or state by state, but we actually believe in creating policy change at the national level. And so that's one thing that we're majorly focused on, and we're really excited about the potential to transform our entire food system for kids and for communities across our country. Finally, the bold goals that we have and our kind of proven model that we're now rapidly scaling is only possible by the incredible support that we have. So many people in this room. Last year, Peter raised his hand and not to call you out, Peter, but you raise your hand. But, he reached out to me. He's like, how can I help? And he was just like an amazing wingman. And he's a former fighter pilot, so it's appropriate. No, but he was like, I'm going to connect you. And he made some amazing connections with people that could really help us. And so we need angels like that who want to come forward and help us bring their superpowers and help us launch in new states, bring us to their states. Matt's dad is helping bring us to Indiana single-handedly, which is really exciting. And so many, Monica, my friend is here. We just launched in Washington with her, and we actually are launching with 80 schools. And she just helped me raise $250,000 to do that. So those are just some examples of the power of this community, and it's game-changing, and we will be able to reach 1 million kids by the end of this year and change national policy with all of your support. So I just invite you to join us. We have a bigger goal of over this year and next year raising $20 million. So as you're talking to family offices, philanthropists, it would be incredible to get them involved. Also, every gift matters. So anyone that can get involved with a monthly pledge or a gift, it's so powerful for us. So just finally in closing, 10 seconds. Finally in closing, as you're looking out at the sunset tonight, I want you to think about, how do we give our kids more sunsets? How can we do more so that our kids can see as many sunsets as possible? Thank you.